Four teams, especially those here for the rivalry, UConn, Tennessee. Now it's time for business. The Duke Blue Devils arrive with their game faces on. And the Oklahoma Sooners appear ready for their first Final Four trip ever. We said it all month. Come on and dance. Dome. Here come the Sooners playing in their first ever Final Four. They will face Elena Beard and Isis Tillis of Duke, the #1 seed from the East. In fact, 3 of the 4 #1 seeds are here in this women's Final Four. And this is how tonight's national semifinals break down. In our opener, it'll be Duke going up against Oklahoma. In the nightcap, it's Tennessee and Connecticut. From 64-4, and the 3 of us have seen it all. Glad to have you with us alongside Nell Fortner and Vera Jones. I'm Robin Roberts. 3 of the 4 top seeds are here. All 4 teams, 1, 2, 3, and 4 when it comes to the RPI. And the cherry on top, the greatest rivalry in the women's game today, Tennessee and Connecticut. Now, it doesn't get any better than this.
No, it doesn't. This is the most exciting day in women's college basketball. But believe me, it's one of the longest days for all 4 of these teams. It doesn't matter whether you're playing the first game or the second game. This day lasts forever. You've answered a million questions. You've watched so much film. You just want to get it on, Vera.
I'm walking down the street in San Antonio, and fans are stopping me, and they're so excited, and they're nervous for their team. I'm nervous, and I'm telling you, if we can be nervous as fans and you there at your television screen, imagine what it feels like for the players in front of a record 30,000 almost crowd today. This is incredible.
Imagine what it must be like for Sherri Coale of Oklahoma. 6 years ago, she was a high school coach. Now she has her team here playing in the Final Four. We spoke moments ago to both coaches, Gail Gestenkors, and now Nancy Lieberman is with Sherri Coale.
I'm here outside the locker room with Oklahoma coach Sherri Coale. And Sherri, your first Final Four. The team is calm, cool, loose, ready to go to war?
I tell you what, they've been really good. Our shoot-around today was outstanding. They had a pop in what they did. They were relaxed, they were loose, but very focused and intense. And today has felt unbelievably so normal. So I think that's a good thing.
No, it has to be a good thing. But I would like to know that when you're in the locker room right before the game and you got those players right in front of you, let's get rid of all the speculation. What is the game plan to beat Duke? What do you have to do to beat this Duke team?
The most important thing for us to do is to be who we are. We play up-tempo basketball. We play aggressive basketball. We play physical basketball. We need to do that. If we do those things, I like our chances. If we let Duke dictate the tempo of the game and do the things that they want to do, you let Elena Beard get to the middle of the paint, you let Gingrich hit open threes, then you're going to have a game on your hands. But if we do what we're supposed to do and we play with our identity, then we're going to win the game.
Well, congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
Good luck in the game.
Thank you.
Michelle?
Gail Gestenkors brings her second Duke Blue Devil team here. Just 8 players on this roster. Very young, but very confident. Here we are 2 hours from tip. What is the mood of this team now?
Excited, very relaxed, surprisingly. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised because that's the way it's been all year long. They're joking around, they're having fun on the bus, they're laughing, and hopefully they'll be laughing at the end of the game as well.
What do you hope and expect to see from your team in the first 5 minutes of this game to know it's going well?
Taking care of the basketball, I think, first and foremost, and then transition defense. Those are 2 things that we feel like we have to do well to be successful. So if we can take care of the ball, get back, limit their early, easy baskets, then I'll feel pretty good about things.
Gail, good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, back to you, Robin.
All right, Michelle, thank you very much. Vera, you have said that you are a fan of Elena Beard, and she is such a complete player.
She is, and I probably made a lot of people mad because I picked someone. I like Jackie Stiles this year. I like Elena Beard this year. She is a complete player. We talked a lot about her defense, but offensively, let's go back there and explore what makes her so explosive. Her ability to get to the basket is what impresses me the most. Team leading 23 points per game. You talk about angles. She doesn't care. She creates her own angles. She is so determined and so confident to get to the hoop. That's what makes her so exciting to watch. And she's taking the leadership role on her shoulders.
But Duke definitely will stay within what they've done well all year long, and that is to run that motion offense. They're a very good passing team. You'll see them move the ball very well side to side. You won't see a lot of dribbling with this team, but when they're struggling, look for Elena Beard to take the ball game over.
And she can do it all. She can play all 5 positions if need be. Well, I'll tell you what, Duke was told they're too young. They only have 1 senior on the roster, and you heard what they said. They only have 8 players total on their roster, yet they have overcome so many obstacles, and they are here in the Final Four. Folks, there is such a high standard of excellence at Duke University. Leitner catches, comes down, dribbles, shoots,
When I came here to Duke, I had a perfect role model with our men's team. Every day when I walked into my offices, I had to pass by their national championship trophies. I believed with all my heart that we could see the same type of success.
One thing that we may need to prove to people is that Duke is going to be a national powerhouse. We already, are, and we're going to continue to get better.
the top seed completes a 19-0 perfect ACC season, and the Blue Devils three-peat. But the success of this program has not come without struggle. A month into the season, Romitra Craig and Crystal White both decided to leave.
It was a tough time, but the team, I think they rallied around one another. They rallied around me as well.
I'm sure that when it first happened, when we first lost Romitra and Crystal, that it seemed very negative. It wasn't like that at all. It was like all of a sudden we just got this attitude. It was just like, you know what, the sky's the limit.
By them leaving, it made me more of a focused player because we only have 8 players, and you have to do more than what you were doing with them there.
In order to accomplish our goals, we need every single one of our players, all 8 of us.
And then, Jermaine got sick.
I was standing outside the shower and getting dressed, and I had this feeling of a knife go through my head. I went into the hospital, and they ran what they call an arteriogram, where they take a scan of your brain. And they ran the first one. They couldn't find anything. So immediately they thought blood clot.
Though it wasn't a blood clot, it was a genetic defect in the brain requiring immediate surgery.
There were times when I was thinking, my goodness, this is the longest season of my life, because without Joanne on the bench, I felt like I was missing my right arm.
Every game that we played from there on out, we were like, this is for Joanne, and nothing can stop us.
We, heard the news, from the doctor that she was going to have 100% recovery. It made us all feel a lot better.
Challenged yet again, the Blue Devils needed a leader, and one emerged.
I really felt like when the players transferred and when Joanne had to go into the hospital, it forced her to become a great leader.
Back door wide open. Beard layup is good.
She took it upon herself to show everyone around the country that we were still for real.
I'm never satisfied with the game that we play.
I've never experienced anything like this before, and it's like no one can tell us that we can't win the national championship or that we can't go to the Final Four.
And why not? They went undefeated during the ACC, and that'll give you a lot of confidence.
Kudos to Gail Gessencourt, one of the best coaching jobs in the country this year.
And you can't tell this team that they're not going to win. They have done it with 8, and 8 has been enough.
The Elite 8 indeed, and you will see them at the top of the hour here on ESPN as Duke will take the court at the Alamodome against the new kids on the block, Oklahoma, and then about 30 minutes after that, the nightcap, it'll be Tennessee, 6-time champions, going up against Connecticut, undefeated on the year. And then on Sunday, we'll decide the 2002 NCAA Women's Championship, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, preceded by a championship preview. When we come back, a pair of Sooner survivors, All-American Stacey Dales and her head coach, Sherry Cole. So come on back, folks, to the Alamodome.
From the director of Men in Black comes
Hoop Heroes in Norman. The men's team is at the Final Four in Atlanta. All this from a football school, and Sherry Cole is a big fan of Bob Stoops.
Bob Stoops is the man. Let me just tell you that right now. He is the man. He came by to see the team yesterday, had on a men's Atlanta Final Four collared shirt and a women's San Antonio Final Four ball cap. And came in to say good luck to our players and reminded them, that to minimize what they could but enjoy the journey at the same time.
Well, Oklahoma is only the third school to have both its women's and men's teams reach the Final Four in the same year. In '83, Georgia lost in the semis of both tournaments. In 1999, Duke lost in the championship game of both. The Duke men lost to Connecticut, the Duke women to Purdue. Sherry Cole was named the Sooners' 5th head coach in 11 years when she took over the program in 1996. Before coming to the University of Oklahoma, she led the Norman High School girls, you heard me, high school girls to the state title. And here, an amazing turnaround with the Oklahoma Sooners. And one of the main catalysts behind that is a Wade Trophy finalist in Stacey Dales. Now, she is from Ontario, Canada. She had never heard of the University of Oklahoma in Norman, much less Sherry Cole. But Sherry Cole had a vision, and Stacey Dales quickly became a believer.
We were looking for a point guard. Had received some film from a Canadian point guard. I had watched the film. There was this intensity about her, this passion, this fire about her. I have to have that kid. I have to have her. I made a phone call, jumped on the next plane to Canada.
You know what? She said to me, she said, I need your help. And she put this vision in front of me, and I couldn't touch the vision. I could only see it. I saw this vision with her, and this determination and this relentless diligence about Coach Cole, and I was awestruck. And I thought, you know what, I can really help you, and I can help this program, and I want to help a struggling program. I want to put Oklahoma on the map.
She went and got an atlas to find Oklahoma after she got off the phone with me for the first time. The whole process of our recruiting at that time was based upon brutal honesty. I would begin describing my vision for this program. There were lots of kids who would start fidgeting. With Stacey, I began the pitch, and not only does she not fidget, she moves closer and closer to the edge of her seat. She's leaning toward me. Her eyes are bouncing. And I know this is a kid who was made for a situation like this.
Three-point field goal, Stacey Dales.
I have found the savior.
Couldn't have asked for a better coach in Coach Cole. She's taught me how to play basketball.
When we run corner banana state, you use this on-ball screen, and you got right here. Yeah. When you get right here, you have a decision to make.
She's just been a wonderful teacher to me and my teammates, I know, and obviously the turnaround in the program.
One of the great stories in women's college basketball is the turnaround of this program.
We're very much alike in a lot of ways. Very intense individuals. She's very dramatic, very dramatic, and it's much better now. As a matter of fact, Stacey Hansmeier was asking me at dinner last night, she's pointing to Stacey, has she always been like this? She's unbelievable. She has it all. She has an enticing way about her. People are drawn to her. They're drawn to her as a person and as a player. She's the poster child, and rightly so.
Do you guys have a favorite player on the OU team?
All that, and she's getting married in a couple of weeks to boot. She is something else, and she's part of a dynamic duo in that Sooner backcourt, V.
Stacey Dales and Lanisha Caulfield, these two are Rob Bates. It takes two to make a thing go right, and we'll show you exactly why. They know each other so well. Dales with the, watch this pass, behind the back, girl, that was so pretty, you got to get it back. She knew exactly where to find Caulfield. Here's another beautiful pass. They are two of the most outstanding backcourt players in the country. They don't get the recognition they deserve, but I think we're going to see exactly why Oklahoma is so great because of these two now. They make this team go.
Absolutely, Vera, and I think if you ask the majority of coaches coaching basketball today, they will tell you, I'll take strong guard play over strong post play any day of the week. Now, we would like to have both, but if you can't have both, you want that strong guard play because they have the ball in their hand the majority of the time. They're making big decisions. You don't need turnovers. You want good assists, scoring, and these two can do it all.
They can do it all. And we've got a pretty good seat here, but two folks have even a better seat down on the floor. Mike Patrick and Ann Myers calling their 7th consecutive women's Final Four. Mike and Annie?
All right, thank you very much, Robin. As we heard earlier, after Duke lost the 2 transfers, they were down to 8. Count them, 8 players. But, Ann, you believe 8's enough?
You want your best players out on the floor at this stage, especially. And those 8 players that played after those transfers, Gail Gessencourt was even asked, hey, do you take walkouts? She said, no, I like the chemistry. This team has not gotten into foul trouble all season long. They've played smart. They've stayed healthy. And out of those 3 players that come off the bench, Gingrich, the senior, Mosh, and Whitley, they've contributed 20 points among the 3 of them. Over 20 minutes, the 3 of them. They know what it takes to be out on the floor.
Of course, the problem with 8 players would either be foul trouble or injury, but that's something they've been able to avoid so far. Oklahoma certainly has more players in uniform, but they don't go very deep into that bench.
No, they have the bodies, that's for sure. And it's Deanna Jackson, the 5'9"
trouble.
Deanna Jackson has certainly played an important role in this Final Four run. She'll be critical for their chances tonight. That's it from here. Back to you, Robin.
All right, Mike, we're working our way toward the first semifinal, Duke and Oklahoma at the top of the hour. And when we come back, we will step behind the scenes with all of the Final Four teams. And you don't want to miss this, folks. Stay right where you are.
Introducing the Isuzu.
The field here inside the Alamo Dome. At the top of the hour, Duke and Oklahoma will get after it in our first national semifinal of the night. And then later tonight, Tennessee, six-time national champs, will take on the Connecticut Huskies, undefeated on the year and putting that perfect record on the line against their nemesis, the Lady Vols. Well, this is Pat Summitt's record 13th Final Four. She has 6 championship rings, and she would love to see this year's team be fitted for their first.
I don't anticipate they'll go out in front of 30,000 people and not compete. This is why these young ladies chose Tennessee, because they wanted to be at a Final Four and they want a ring. No one on this team has a ring. And the only way we're going to get it is to win one more game to get to a championship game.
And if Pat Summitt wins one more game, she will surpass Jody Conrad as the winningest coach in the women's game. 788 right now, 789 with the win tonight over Connecticut. Well, we handed out some hardware last night at the Women's Final Four in Atlanta and here in San Antonio, the ESPN Magazine's College Basketball Awards show, and the premier trophy, the Wade Trophy, went to none other than Sue Bird of Connecticut.
It is now my honor and privilege to announce this year's Wade Trophy winner from the University of Connecticut, Sue Bird.
Sue, come on up here yet again.
Like you said, I've gotten a lot of honors this year thus far, and it's probably, right up there, especially when you think about past, receivers of it, like Jackie Stiles. To be named him on an elite group like that is pretty special.
Pretty special indeed, and she is so special, especially lately here, Vera. She's coming off a career-high 26 points. She's shooting over 62% in the last 3 games.
In the tournament, 22 points, 24 points, 26 points. She may go for 28 or 30 tonight, but her regular season average, only 13 points. She wasn't really considered a scorer, more of a playmaker, the team's leader in assists. But again, look at what she's done in the last 3 tournament games. This speaks to why she is the player of the year. She steps up in big games.
I tell you, Tennessee must find a way to affect Sue Bird tonight. And how are they going to do that? They need to really pressure the outlet pass, really get up tight into Sue Bird so she cannot receive the outlet, and then look down the court like she does so well with that long outlet pass to create quick points for UConn. They've got to find a way to affect her.
And we will see her in the second game tonight, Connecticut and Tennessee. That is the second national semifinal. Coming up in just moments, it will be Duke and Oklahoma. The first time Oklahoma has made it here to the Final Four. In fact, they're the first women's team for the Big 12 to make it to the Final Four. It's just Duke's second appearance. That's coming up at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central here at the Alamo Dome. Well, on Sunday as well, we're going to play on Easter Sunday, the championship game at 8:30 Eastern time, and preceded by our championship preview. She'll be with us all Easter weekend long here in San Antonio. A couple of weeks ago, we handed out 4 cameras to 4 teams randomly in the tournament, and it just so happens we handed those cameras to the 4 teams that are here, so we are going to get a behind-the-scenes look at what it really takes along the road to the Final Four. Enjoy.
We are probably the only team in America that has a karaoke machine in our locker room. Peyton, did your boyfriend give that to you?
Is he real? You be the judge.
Round 1. But she needs stitches, doctor.
there's no point. Time to go to pregame. The camera for ESPN. Don't be scared. I'm the best cameraman in history.
We are just moments away from Duke's tip-off against Oklahoma. This is a look inside the locker room. We'll wrap up things when we come back. Stay with us.
Safety, you got Ross. And you know, first and foremost.
Early tournament, they're going to Atlanta for the men's battle before they come here. It's a full weekend. Would love to have their frequent flyer miles. Go OU. It's their first trip ever, and they are quite excited. Let's talk a little bit more about Kara Lawson in Tennessee. She has not really been playing well lately in the last couple of games here in the tournament. Now, so what's her confidence like right now?
Well, I think right now her confidence is okay, but I think it's very important for Kara to come out and really hit her first one or two shots. And how you do that, you try and penetrate and take a high percentage shot, and if you don't get the shot, maybe you get fouled and get to the free throw line and start getting your stroke a little bit. But she's probably heard this from her coaches. Just let the game come to you. Relax, settle down, and it'll be okay.
Well, you know what? I'm sitting here and I'm kind of waxing nostalgic about the Alamo, which is the symbolic struggle of a heroic struggle against overwhelming odds. And I think about all the odds in this tournament, whether it's the 39-0 season, winning your first trip to the Final Four, the odds of winning with only 8 players, or the odds of actually being an underdog when you're in a Tennessee Vols uniform. Whatever it is, this is the Alamo. So, folks, remember the Alamo Dome. Robin?
You know, and she had to log on to find the history of the Alamo. She wasn't quite sure what that was all about. All right. The first time in my broadcasting career, I have been asked to tease the tease. So I know you want to get up and get some snacks. I like some popcorn there, V. But we have some terrific women that really are letting you know the significance of tonight.
The following is an exclusive presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
Welcome to San Antonio, Texas for the 21st edition of the Women's NCAA National Championship. Oklahoma and the Big 12 are in the Final Four for the first time ever. Only 8 on the roster? No problem. Duke has still won 22 straight. Pat Summitt's Lady Vols have won a record 6 national titles. And UConn is looking to become just the 4th undefeated team ever. 4 remain, but only one can wear the crown. Tonight, the women take center stage, a spot they have truly earned.
This is what you have been waiting for.
This is what it's all about.
This is the culmination of all the dreams and hopes of every little girl who sits on the sidelines, ball on her hips, ball in her throat, finding the courage, the attitude to call enough.
I have never asked myself why I do what I do.
I know why. This is who I am.
This is who I am.
Who I am.
Who I am.
This is who I am.
Who I am.
This is what I believe in.
And I know the only way for me to make it is to dedicate and never miss.
But only the players who take selfish or selfless become a team.
54 come to this dance, and only one takes home the prize.
Because I feel the butterflies.
And I won't.
I feel the pressure.
And I taught you. Shoot with your eyes closed and your mind wide open.
You hear that? Those are not the fans echoing in your head. That is the roar of all those hours on the court. You are all stars. So what's it gonna be, baby girl?
Did you lace them up tight today?
Did you bring your game face to play?
Did you bring your game face to play?
So what's up? So what's up?
So what's up?
So what's up? So what's up?
So what's up?
So what's up?
So what's up?
So what's up?
From the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas, this is the Women's Final Four. Semifinal game number 1. The Duke Blue Devils against the Sooners of Oklahoma. The winner will advance to Sunday night's national championship game to face either Tennessee or Connecticut. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Patrick along with Ann Myers. It's great to have you with us. Duke is in the Final Four for the second time. They reached the championship game in 1999. For the Sooners of Oklahoma, this is the first trip at the end of an amazing 6-year odyssey. And these teams are so similar.
Well, look for an up-tempo game. Both teams like to run. They like to shoot the threes. Neither team really has a strong influence inside. But they both have All-American guards in Stacey Dales for Oklahoma and Elena Beard for Duke. Look for keys in this game, the bench, and rebounding. The X factor is Casey Hill, physical player for Oklahoma. And then you've got Shayna Mosh off the bench, does the intangibles.
It's our pleasure to have Michelle Tafoya and Nancy Lieberman working the sidelines for us. Let's start with Nancy.
Well, thank you, Mike. One of the things I like about this Duke team is versatility of Elena Beard. The All-American, we know she can slash to the basket. We know she's a great rebounder, an incredible defender. She worked so hard last summer on expanding her outside shot. She can knock down the three over 40%. Then let's take that versatility word over to Oklahoma, where you have Stacey Dales, the All-American, and Lanisha Caulfield. It's two bodies, but it's one mind. 4 years of playing against each other not only equals being in the Final Four, but it equals the highest scoring backcourt in the country, 34 points a game. What do you have, Michelle?
Well, Nancy, for as many similarities as there are between these two teams, there is one rather significant difference: age and experience. Oklahoma starts 4 seniors and a junior. There are no underclassmen in this Sooner starting 5. And Duke, in heavy contrast, starts a junior, 3 sophomores, and a freshman. Now, in spite of their youth, or maybe because of it, this Duke team is anything but intimidating. In fact, Elena Beard told me earlier, experience doesn't win games. Hard work wins games. We have 8 committed players. We're the underdogs, and we love it. And they love it so much, in fact, Mike, that the whole team, less than an hour before tip, was out assembled in the hallways of the Alamo Dome here posing for a formal team picture. Pretty unstressed, Mike.
Absolutely, Michelle. And we have a crowd of 29,000 tonight, the largest ever to see a women's basketball game. Duke in Oklahoma is next. Antonio, a national semifinal game between Duke and Oklahoma. The Blue Devils are coached by Gail Gestencourt, now in her 10th year. She's a 4-time ACC Coach of the Year. This is her second Final Four. Her lineup starts with Elena Beard, the ACC Player of the Year. We're going to the Oklahoma lineup. There's Rosalind Ross, their most prolific free throw shooter. Kate Hill, the Sooners' top rebounder, and Jamie Talbert, an accurate shooter, and at 6'2", their only size inside. Sherry Cole, a miraculous 6 years at Oklahoma, 112 and 72, making her first Final Four appearance.
Number 33, Rosalind Ross.
Take a look at the Duke lineup. There's Elena Beard, the All-American ACC Player of the Year. Vicky Krapel, a brilliant outside shooter. Monique Curry, the ACC Tournament MVP. Isis Tillis, the team's leading rebounder. And Michelle Matasovsky, who made the East Regional All-Tournament team. The Blue Devils came out of the East region to make the Final Four. Defeated Norfolk State easily. Then TCU. And Texas, 62-46, a game where they were challenged briefly but pulled away at the end. And South Carolina, 77-68 to reach the Final Four. Oklahoma won their regional. They had to go to the West. Easily over Hartford in the first round, where their defense was predominant. Then Villanova. Texas Tech 72-62 and 94-60 in an anticipated close one with Colorado. But it was not at the end. 34-point margin. Great scene here at the Alamo Dome. A lot of color and a lot of people. They sold more than 29,000 tickets. We expect more than 29,000 bodies in the seats tonight.
It's a very good atmosphere. It was interesting. I was talking to Gail Gestencourt yesterday, and she was saying, as well as Duke has done, the one thing, even though they've been here to the Final Four as a program, they haven't played in front of this kind of crowd, where she feels Oklahoma might be a little bit better adjusted because of the Big 12 and the attendance that they have had in that conference.
But then again, nobody's ever played in front of this crowd.
That's right.
Oklahoma in white with a red trim. Duke wearing their black uniforms tonight.
Isis Tillis has her traditional red kiss from her mom before the game on her right cheek.
And Tillis, the jump center against Stacey Dales. Curry control for Duke. Crapel, wonderful outside shooter. This is Tillis. Oklahoma going man-to-man. Matasovsky has it low.
Sherry Cole talked about keeping the lane away from Elena Beard in the sense of a dribble penetration, but she's so good on the boards.
Tillis with a miss, but Duke with a loose ball. Tillis with another miss. She did not even look for her shot in the East Region games. So probably a good sign for Duke and Gail Gestencourt that she came out looking.
It is, but that shot looked a little tight.
Caulfield outside to Dales. An incredible passer. Nearly walked with it there, got it to Caulfield, her miss. Tillis with a rebound, and here comes Duke. They like to run.
And Duke is a team that has several players that can bring the ball up the floor. So it's tough to just press Crapel.
Beard isolated one-on-one against Caulfield. She's got a great touch. Three-point shot starts the scoring for Elena Beard.
Well, that's the one thing about Elena Beard. She's not one-dimensional. I mean, the fact that she can hit a three-point shot, people key in on her dribble penetration. She's so good at going all the way to the basket. And she talked about that this season as far as going to the rim. So you can see Caulfield playing off her, playing for the drive, leaves her open for the three, and she shows the range she has.
38% shooting from the outside, and in the NCAA tournament, she's averaged better than 23 points a game. Beard again with Caulfield on her. Tillis at the high post. Beard recovers down low, but then can't handle it. Turnover. Both teams a little sloppy at the start. Stacey Dale short on the three. Caulfield with a loose ball.
I don't know, players, sometimes this is a vast arena, and you don't get the depth perception on the basket either. Now that it's filled up, both teams had practice yesterday, but you are a little tight. You seem a little slow when you play in an arena like this.
Dales hit the basket support on that shot, and Duke running the floor. Tillis ahead of the pack. She gets the lay-in. 5-0 Blue Devils. It's a different atmosphere that both teams are going to have to adjust to. Dales being dogged by Beard is a very good defender, and then Curry reaches in and picks up the personal foul.
Monique Curry, a freshman, leading the break, and Duke does such a good job off the defensive boards, and Tillis runs the floor as well as any big player in the country at 6'4".
And she's a finisher, too. Oklahoma still looking for its first points of the ball game. Dayton Hill gives it back to Caulfield, way off on her jumper. Crapel ahead to Curry. Nice entry pass to Tillis.
Gail Gestencourt talked about her team getting to the free throw line, and one of the ways to do that is dribble penetration. And the big players like Achilles who's got to go inside and try and score better.
Dayton Hill got the rebound of her own miss, put it in, and drew the foul. And the foul will be on Crapel.
Peyton Hill at 6'1", the junior. A lot of the coaches in the Big 12 call her the Brute. She just goes after. She has high intensity. She is the comedian on the team. Keeps everybody loose.
Well, they all like that one. A three-point play from Peyton Hill, who's an 81% free throw shooter. Sooners showing cracks and a good defensive play and a steal by Ross. Both teams will get after it defensively.
And both teams like to stay in the man-to-man. They'll do some switching up in zone along the way.
Caulfield with another miss. Elena Beard so good on the run and knocks it home and a foul.
Well, a lot of coaches that have played this Duke team know that Elena Beard is left-handed, and they'll tell their kids, make her go right, make her go right. Well, here she fills in the lane on the right side and transfers to the left, and we've seen plenty of shots from the right hand, too. But she does a great job as far as finding angles and using the board.
That's a tough shot for a lefty to make, but we watched her in the ring, and she seemed to make all of them. 8-3 Blue Devils early, 16-40 in counting. First half from the Alamo Dome.
And this is a great matchup with Beard and Dales. Dales, the Canadian Olympian.
Dales got it to Caulfield, wide open on the baseline. That international experience for Dales, very important. Curry moves into 17 feet and knocks it down. She exploded in the ACC tournament, had 30 points in the championship game.
Curry's game has just gotten so strong. She's out of Washington, D.C., and a lot of people thought she could only do one or two things, but she has gotten so better putting the ball on the floor, mid-range jumpers, strong inside.
Curry leans into the lane, can't hit the shot. Knocked away, but recovered by Oklahoma. Got it inside that time to Talbert, and she's fouled as she goes to the bucket. And Matusowski picks up her first personal, third team foul on Duke.
Jamie Talbert getting good inside position. Matusowski with the call. You can see the reach. She tried to go for the steal, and you wonder if Duke is going to continue to try to go for those steals down low or just play position defense.
Talbert out of Elkhart, Kansas. Poor free throw shooter on Oklahoma's team, but she hits that one. Shayna Mosh is in for the first time for Duke, so is Winter Whitley. So 7 of the 8 players in uniform have already seen action. Talbot hits both free throws. And it's 10-7 Duke. Elena Beard, the All-American, already showing her stuff with the Blue Devils, take the lead.
Tony, you know, when Oklahoma hired Sherry Cole as its new head coach, she had only coached on the high school level, and many alumni and fans were a little concerned, thinking the administration wasn't taking the program seriously enough, hiring someone with so little experience. But the administration supported Cole, and Cole paid them back, taking the program another step every year. But if it looks like it was a quick turnaround, don't tell that to Cole. She had days where she actually came home, crumpled to the floor, and cried until her husband found her. Those were the early days. She's crying for different reasons now, Mike.
Well, Michelle, I tell you, when they totally cancel the program and you have the courage to start from scratch, quite a story.
Well, I also like the fact, too, that Sherry Cole, what she accomplished in the high school, that people gave her a chance. There are exceptions to the rule, and whether it be in college basketball or any other walk of life, that you give somebody the opportunity and you know that they're qualified. Her first year in 97, they were 5-22. The last 2 years, Sweet 16, and now the Final Four.
Steal after the free throws. Beard, who is number 3 all-time for Duke in steals. It's a long miss. Albert with a rebound.
That was a gutsy shot. I thought with the steal, when she lost a little bit, she'd wait for her teammates to come down, but she's so confident in her game.
Caulfield being dogged by Gingrich, who's into the ballgame for the first time. And Deanna Jackson is in for Oklahoma. Dales to Talbert, and Talbert hits it. Stacey Dales might have 20 or twice as many assists as she officially does if her teammates were as aware as she is. Winter Whitley had the rebound. Dales with a reach-in and steal. She throws exceptional passes, and that time she walked. And we've seen a lot of those passes just clank off somebody because they can't believe she got them through there.
Well, the guards that really set themselves apart as far as the ability and what they contribute to the team and make their teammates better is they see the whole floor. They are looking up while they're dribbling the basketball. They don't have to look down, and they pass the ball. They don't dribble the ball all the time.
Big 12 Player of the Year 2 years in a row, and Matusowski throws the ball out of bounds as Shayna Most cut for the basket, and Matusowski threw to the outside. Gail Gestencourt making her second Final Four appearance. She lost in the championship game in 1999 to the Boilermakers of Purdue. Dale's guarded by Beard. 13-9. Duke over Oklahoma with 14-13 to go first half. Talbert forced it up inside and got it.
Well, we talk so much about Peyton Hill, the junior, but Jamie Talbert, one of the 4 starting seniors on this Oklahoma team, might be the quiet one that comes through.
She has half a dozen, averages nearly 8 points a game on the season. Whitley bangs her way inside, but can't hit the shot. And Hill gets it out to Stacey Dale. Dale will fire from outside. Stacey Dale knocks down the 3. The first 27 games of the year, she had only tried 21 3-point shots. Now she's getting on a roll. Beard from the baseline. She likes that shot but can't hit it. Caulfield. Offensive foul on Caulfield.
Gail Gestencourt has worked very hard with her team as far as getting defensive position, trying to take charges. And Winter Whitley hustling down. She gets her feet there, and you see the penetration by Caulfield. And that's one of the tough things in the game today, both men and women, is that they don't stop and pop off that 3 to 8 foot jump shot off the board.
And that was a good call because you can be moving and still draw a charge. Curry very patient, trying to get around the defense. Oklahoma with a 1-point lead. Curry against Dales, and an offensive foul on Curry. Turnabout, fair play. Let's check in with Nancy Lieberman.
Thanks, Mike. In the huddle at the timeout, Sherry Cole told her team, look, we have got to reverse the basketball, pass it ahead. We are not pushing the ball hard enough. Since they came out of that timeout, they're pushing up the floor. They said that Duke stays on one side, strong side, so reverse it and you'll have open looks. And we are sending 4 people to the board, and I think that's helped them.
Nancy, that was the 5th turnover on that sequence for Oklahoma. Duke with a chance to regain the lead. Isis Phillips, that's an air ball from about 13 feet. And Isis Phillips has not had a solid postseason. She's 1 out of 5 from the floor in this game.
Well, the one thing that hurts Isis Phillips, too, she doesn't go to the free throw line. She does not like the contact. She likes to face up, and you can kind of see the mid-range jumpers that she has, but you'd like to see her go inside a little bit more and get banged, so she's going to the free throw line.
Dale trying to penetrate, banks at home. Tough shot by Stacey Dales, who has 5 in this game. And Oklahoma with a 16-13 lead. That's their biggest of the ball game.
You know, we talk so much about this game. This probably being a more exciting game to watch, and it's going to come down to turnovers, fouls, just the mental mistakes at the end of the game.
These teams really seem to be mirror images of each other. Beard with a miss, the foul on Winter Whitley over the back.
And Beard's missed about her last 4 shots.
Oklahoma overcoming the early lead over Duke behind the All-American Stacey Dale. Back to the Alamo Dome in a moment. 11:56 to go, first half, Alamo Dome, and Oklahoma is leading Duke in a national semifinal game, 16-13. The Sooners have gone on a 9-0 run. Part of that courtesy of the fact that Duke has missed its last 6 shots. And Stacey Dales with 5 early points. And Oklahoma starting to shoot the ball a little bit better.
Duke shooting 33% from the floor. They've only shot under 40% 3 times this year, and they are 2-1. That one loss was to Tennessee.
Both teams have looked a little tight shooting the ball early. Jackson inbounds to Peyton Hill. Ross. And Ross, who has made and taken more 3-pointers than any other Oklahoma player, bangs that one down. The lead is 6.
Oklahoma really doing a nice job setting up Ross out in the corner. You cannot help. You've got to spot up where the shooters are.
Tillis, good pass to Beard. An excellent ball movement without the ball for Duke. Hill left alone, 3 from the top of the circle. Beard, even 5'11", may be the best rebounder out there. He's just extremely athletic.
Almost a 30-inch vertical.
And she's tough, too. She's used to being banged around defensively. She'll get in there and mix it up.
Really well. The one thing that Oklahoma has done, and Sherry Cole, as I talked to her before the game, is they've kind of set the tempo of this game. They've slowed Duke down a little bit, hit some big shots. Shot selection was going to be important in this game, she said.
Jackson looked like she got too far under, then righted herself and gets her first bucket, 21-15 Sooner.
Deanna Jackson averages almost 26 minutes a game off the bench for this team, and she can be explosive. That's 58% of their bench scoring.
This is basically the iron 6. Tillis being very aggressive offensively, but it's not doing Duke any good.
But it's almost like there was a little bit of contact, but she didn't continue to create it.
Ross, nice stroke, but short on the jumper.
Oklahoma's doing a nice job, Mike, running that high-low pick. It's something that Vanderbilt does very well, and they're getting the open shots.
Moshe almost lost it on the way in, kicks it back to Gingrich, and she'll reset. Bodies fly, Gingrich goes down, and the foul is going to be on Deanna Jackson away from the ball for a charge.
Krista Gingrich, number 21 for Duke, the only senior on this team, a very young team, and Michelle Tafoya had talked about experience and youth. And this Duke team, yes, they're young, but they gain experience.
Check that last foul call. It's on Caton Hill. Curry with an air ball. And Duke really shooting very poorly from the floor so far. Jackson, runner, foul.
Nice job, Mike, as far as Jackson getting in the lane. She has added a punch off the bench as far as dribble penetration. She's a little quicker, going inside, and she's beaten Duke the 2 times that she's had the ball in her hand.
Sherry Cole has to like what she sees so far. A 6-point lead with 9.5 minutes to go. And Jackson will go to the free throw line. The freshman from St. Louis, only a 59% free throw shooter. Crapel will come back in.
In for Gingrich, and Gingrich is on that Final Four team in '99.
Jackson hits them both. 23-15 Oklahoma. Duke has hit only one of its last 9 shots in this game, and that's really contributed to Oklahoma's run.
Nice half-court trap.
Beard from Crapel doesn't get the roll, and it's been one and done for Duke, and then a foul on Beard reaching in. And that's the 17th foul. It'll put Oklahoma in the 1-1.
Elena Beard with another miss. She's really trying to make things happen for her team. And because she's had to play a lot of different positions this year, she's been pretty smart. And again, the short bench as far as not getting into foul trouble. One of the things we talked at the top of this game, as far as I felt that Duke would have the advantage as far as the bench because they haven't gotten in foul trouble this year. And their players have played a lot of minutes. But Oklahoma's been going to the free throw line.
Yeah, absolutely. Rosalind Ross, the senior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, who started her career as a junior college All-American at Northeast Oklahoma A&M. And then switched to Oklahoma, much to the delight of the Sooner fans who are having some fun right now. They're up by 10 over Duke with 9:13 to go in the first half. And you would think if one of the teams would have nerves, it might be Oklahoma, but so far Duke looking a little more nervous.
Well, because Duke has been to a Final Four, yes. They won the ACC tournament. They won the ACC regular season. Oklahoma, though, they have 5 seniors on this team, and I think playing in the Big 12, and the confidence. Sherry Cole has done a tremendous job this year as far as coaching this team, as Gail Gessenfors has done with her team, but Oklahoma, the senior leadership is stepping up.
Following this game, the other national semifinal of the NCAA Women's Championship. second seed Tennessee won its region anyway. They'll face number 1 Connecticut. ESPN, your exclusive home for the NCAA, and there is Gino Auriemma. 2 national championships to his credit, arriving at the arena. And set to face Tennessee. Matasovsky with a miss. And there's a lid on Duke's end of the floor. They just can't hit anything. Stacey Dales back in the ball game. Stoops at home. 27-15, an Oklahoma run of 20-2.
Not only shooting the ball poorly, Mike, but they're only getting one and done. They're only getting one shot at the basket. They're not getting any offensive rebounding. So we mentioned that rebounding was going to be a key in this game. Duke has to be a lot more aggressive going to the boards.
Winter Whitley open for 3. The long rebound to Matasovsky. Moshe, a brilliant outside shooter, as is Krapel. Whitley, baseline drive. Stops the bleeding a little bit. 5 points for Winter Whitley off the bench.
Duke going into a zone.
Almost taken away by Krapel. And Dales will fire another 3. Way off target that time. Whitley with the rebound.
Well, right now, Duke's in a situation defensively. They've got to say, okay, Oklahoma, beat us from the outside because they've been getting the ball inside. The Sooners have.
Beard so strong. Got inside for the shot. Couldn't hit it again. And Whitley knocks it away and spoils the fast break opportunity. 27-17. And All-American Stacey Dales leading this ball club, even playing the part of cheerleader.
Duke in the timeout. Sherry Cole has said, let's run, let's attack. Pretty much, it's been one shot by Duke. One, done, and run. And what Oklahoma's doing, they're using the sidelines because you can see all the Duke players are looking at the ball. That time, Dales is able to split the defense. Attack, attack, attack. I guess, Mike, we are in San Antonio, so that would just be the right word here, huh?
Absolutely, and right now Duke's defense trying to gather around the Alamo Dome and get something done. And there's a bomb from Ross. Rosalind Ross has 7, and it's 29-17.
When I talked to Sherry Coles today, she talked about her guards. They're very big, they're solid, and they are good rebounders. And when you have good rebounding guards, you know that you can go out to the outside, too, and shoot.
Matasovsky gets inside position and scores. What has to trouble Duke right now is they're the second leading scoring team in the country, averaging better than 84 points a game, and right now they have 19.
Well, Elena Beard coming out of that timeout, she started out 2 for 2, and now 1 of 6 from the floor. It reminds me a little bit of last year's semifinals with Diana Taurasi, where she was 1 of 15, 0 for 11 from the floor.
Ross with a great pass, but Jackson couldn't finish.
But there's plenty of time left to go in this game where I think Elena Beard will not let that happen.
Oh, you get the feeling she'll come back, no problem.
Duke looking to get the ball inside.
Matasovsky, bad pass, picked off by Dale. Behind the back to Ross. Scoop shot won't go. And that's what I meant about Stacey Dale's assist. She could probably have 12 a game if people could just catch her passes and finish.
Caulfield does more with it than she has to. Just a nice pass by Stacey Dales and sets it up. And Caulfield trying to get the foul, but then Duke lucks out because they fought for the rebound and couldn't get it.
Beard tries the length of the court pass. Good catch and saved by Moshe.
Both these teams like to score off the assist.
Whitley bangs her way inside. She'll draw the foul. Winter Whitley, very good at using her body to get some space in there. Let's go to Michelle Tafoya. Michelle?
Well, Mike, you and Ann have been talking about the poor shooting of Duke. Gail Guest, of course, in her huddles has been criticizing them for the one and done, not getting in and rebounding and getting easy looks. But the shooting percentage she feels is low because they're not getting good looks, not being patient enough to make the extra pass. She said our offense right now is way behind the three-point line. We need to get in the lane and score. I want you to be patient, but I want you to be aggressive, and I want you to black out. I want to box out. I want to see black jerseys in the paint, Mike.
And they're going to need that, Michelle. Whitley at the line can cut it to 8.
And the other thing, they've got to make good passes when they're running that motion offense. Yes, they want to get it inside off the dribble penetration, but it's better to get it inside off the pass if they can and then get the dribble and try and get some kind of foul. But good high percentage shots inside.
Jackson got to the baseline, then got caught up in the air. The steal for Curry. Jackson dogging her. Curry forced it up and will draw the foul.
I think they lucked out on that one a little bit because Monique Curry looked like she was out of control a little bit, just flung it up there.
Deanna Jackson picks up her first foul, and Curry will go to the line to shoot. Fair, freshman from Washington, D.C. She goes to the line a lot, and it really helps that she's a good free throw shooter, better than 76%. So far, only 33% from the floor and 7 turnovers in the first half for the Blue Devils. They are on an ice-cold string right now, 29-23. But cutting that gap from the free throw line. And here's full court pressure.
Well, the advantage I see with Duke is they are a team that has been down before. They were down against South Carolina, 8-0, boom, right off the bat, and they came back. They were down against North Carolina in the ACC tournament, 12, and they came back and won that game. So they know what it means to be down and not panic.
Dale's left alone. She missed the shot and the foul against Oklahoma. Trying to get the follow. And it was on Rosalind Ross, her second. And with 5:33 to go in the half, the lead is down to 6. The one thing about Duke is they have such a veteran team, players that are leaders like Moshe and coming off the bench, Krista Gingrich, that they get the leadership and they're not going to panic. As you said, they've been in this situation before.
They don't. And again, we talked about the rotation all season long. Gail gets, of course, and people have criticized this Duke team saying, well, they've only got 8 players. They can't do it. And the same thing with LSU. LSU went as deep as they could into the NCAA tournament. I think they've got a strong bench.
Tuesday night at 8 Eastern, ESPN with an encore presentation of our first original motion picture. Brian Dennehy is Bobby Knight in a season on the brink, followed by the season premiere of More Sports at 10 Eastern. For more, log on to information, your information superhighway at ESPN.com. Tillis, free throw line good. Her dad, the former heavyweight boxer, James Quick Tillis. And Isis certainly has the quicks. He can move. Missed the free throw, however. Dale speaks the double team out to Caulfield. Good penetration in the lane, blocked by Beard. Curry ahead of the pack. They got her the ball. Missed the shot. A little bit out of control at the end.
When you go in that fast on a layup and you're long jumping rather than high jumping, you're taking yourself out of position, 1, to miss the shot, and 2, to get back into the play.
Almost lost by Ross. Gets the double team, and it is lost. Beard with Jackson. And Beard missed the shot. Elena Beard can't believe it. Dale's back the other way to Hill. Knocked down. Beautiful shot. Oklahoma's getting the outside shooting from Rosalind Ross. And it's 32-24. Can't believe Duke has missed some of these shots, and point-blank range.
We're just looking at each other. Elena Beard missing those kind of shots, and she was stunned that she missed that layup. But, again, her versatility as far as doing other things, you got to keep shooting the basketball, but take the high percentage shots.
Whitley missed the last one badly, 2-on-2 break. Jackson goes baseline. Nice pass back to Hill. A lot of contact, no foul. Hill wanted a hack. So did Sherry Cole.
And the whole Oklahoma Schooner crowd. Well, the one thing about Duke, even though Elena Beard has been carrying them on her shoulders, they do have other scorers on this team, and they've got to step up.
And Whitley has been the primary scorer in this half off the bench. Winter Whitley with 9.
The freshman.
She averages 7.5 points a game. Ross with a shot and a miss, but she's fouled. Be on Isis Tillis, her first.
White 33. White 33 Ross.
Rosalind Ross is an amazing story, too, in high school. she's had this knee problem, and they didn't discover it, and she's been playing on this right knee with an ACL tear all through college when she was at Northeastern Oklahoma A&M, where she transferred. She was a junior college All-American and just a gutsy player.
Still has a lot of quickness. And 11 points in this ball game for a 7-point Oklahoma lead.
Well, she rehabbed it before the season. She'll have surgery after the year.
Shannon Selman has checked into the ball game, the 7th member of the Oklahoma rotation. Her father was one of the trio of Selman brothers who were star football players at Oklahoma, Dewey. Isis Tillis can't buy one.
And the guards for Oklahoma are coming up with some big rebounds.
Caulfield for 3. Whitley's had a huge game off the bench. There's another rebound. Gingrich is back in for Duke. They really need to get her set up for some outside shots.
Well, give defensive credit to Oklahoma as far as not allowing her to get open off the man-to-man defense.
Curry trying to go one-on-one. Now Whitley will try a 3, too strong.
And Duke is standing around on the offensive end. They can't get any movement because everybody's standing and watching.
Blue Devils right now being dominated by the Sooners, who are up by 7.
Welcome back to the Alamo Dome. One of the things that Elena Beard does as good as anybody in the country is she's got great versatility. In the first half, we have seen this. She came out early in the game and stuck the 3. Shot the 3, I should say. Then she comes down, and she's trying to attack off the pass. And she has struggled with her layup. She has got to get on track if Duke is going to make a run at Oklahoma. She is so important within their offense.
Nancy, you're absolutely right. Unless she comes back and shoots better the rest of the ball game, Duke's not going to have much of an opportunity because they look to her so much, and rightfully so. Curry hits a runner from the lane.
Well, don't struggle, Michael, but the 3 games where she has shot under 30, she shot 30% against Texas Tech, 28% against Georgia Tech, and 37% against Texas, and they won those 3 games.
This may be a horse of a different color, red and white tonight.
You want me to start singing? Oh.
Sure.
Not yet.
That was the 8th turnover for Oklahoma in this half. Curry with a jumper. And just no offensive rebounding at all for Duke, and Beard will pick up a foul. That's her second. It may not sound like much, but when you're on teams without great benches, 2 fouls can be a lot in the first half. Let's go to Michelle Tafoya.
Mike, in the last time out, Gail Guest, of course, came to her team and said, hey, we're fine. But she said to Monique Curry, not Elena Beard, who's been the focus, she said to Monique Curry, you have to have the attack mindset. They're all over you, and you're standing there with the ball over your head. She finished her pep talk by saying, hey, time for a little run. 1 stop at a time, 1 basket at a time. Mike?
All right, Michelle, thanks. They're down by only 6, even as poorly as they have shot the ball in this first half.
Both teams have shot the ball well from the free throw line.
And Ross having a huge half, 13 points.
There's the 1-3-1 half-court trap. Oklahoma is leading in rebounding right now. Not a smart pass by Gingrich. The thing is, that pass is way too long. You've got to make the defense commit to you and come to you, and then you can get a shorter pass.
Gingrich will inbound with 2:03 to go in the first half. And can't get it in, has to call a 5-second, or has to call a timeout before she got the 5-second call. I've been impressed with Oklahoma. The first time I've seen them in person, having watched them on television, having seen them on tape, I wasn't quite sure they had the quickness to stay with Duke, but they certainly did.
Well, the one thing that I like they're doing, the quickness, they are able to go to a 4-guard offense, and those guards can rebound. When you've got guards rebounding, they can pass to the outlet, they can dribble the ball up the court. Tempo in this first half has been controlled by Oklahoma because off the defensive board, they're the ones running. Duke has missed off their opportunities, so they're getting frustrated and down a little bit. And that's why Gail Gestencourt and the coaching staff has been very positive.
35-28, Oklahoma with 2:03 to go first half. And there's the travel on Curry. Coming up at the Marriott halftime report, Robin Roberts, Vera Jones, and Nels Fortner will have Gino Auriemma and Pat Summitt live, the head coaches for our second semifinal game. Two people who have certainly built legendary records in this game. Jackson for three has that odd release, but the great result. That is only the sixth three-pointer she has hit all year long. And Jackson with a chance for two more. And it's 40-28 Oklahoma.
Duke just looks out of sync. They're missing some easy shots. Elena Beard has knocked them down. You got to try and get her back into the game. You never take your great players and tell them not to shoot the basketball, but other players have got to get some movement in this offense.
Oklahoma winning in every aspect of this game, and Winter Whitley tried to force one, got caught up in the air. Ross shoots a three and misses, but the loose ball will come out to Oklahoma.
And the hustle balls, or the hustle opportunities, have gone to Oklahoma in this first half. Duke just looks a half step slow.
Ross. Stacey Dales will try one out of the corner.
But did you see the quick passes, good ball movement?
Very sure of themselves. They know where the teammates are going to be, and Duke's had trouble finding teammates. Matasovsky, who has some range on her shot, with a miss. Beard tried to keep it alive. Tipped out of bounds off of Oklahoma, so Duke will get it back with 21-3 on the clock. Gail Gestencourt will get Monique Curry out of the ballgame. She's played much of this half with 2 fouls. Doesn't want her to get her third. And that's going to be a backcourt violation as Duke throws it away. Ball check must have been tipped.
Off the out of bounds, but Gingrich is really having trouble getting the basketball in. Duke not doing a good job on the last 2 out of bounds opportunities.
Shot clock down to 7.
Oklahoma defensively just really playing tough defense, watching for the backdoor. They're playing help defense, and they're playing aggressive defense.
Whitley lost that one out of bounds. Last touch by Oklahoma, but only 1.7 to go in the half. And the Sooner fans on their feet. Beard a three. What a first half for Oklahoma. The Sooners get 13 points from Ross and have a 40-28 halftime lead. Oklahoma and Sherry Cole have to feel very good about that first 20 minutes. Let's go to Michelle.
Well, they were just talking about how good you have to feel after this first half of play. I think the key run was that 20-2 run early. What allowed you to be so successful during that run?
I think getting defensive stops, one contested shot per possession, coming up with the rebound, being able to attack in transition. I thought Duke got a little tired. I look back, and we missed 2 or 3 layups. We missed those. We got quite an advantage right now, but I feel good about this.
All right, we'll see you in the second half.
Thank you.
Mike, back to you.
All right, Michelle, thanks very much. The halftime score 40-28, Oklahoma over Duke. That's the story from courtside, Robin.
All right, Mike, that was quite a first leading at the half, and they have a 12-point advantage over Duke right now. And Nell didn't look like that early on. They were a little jittery to begin the game.
Well, I think that's pretty typical when you're a first-time team of the Final Four to come out and be a little, you know, maybe a little jittery to start with. But the seniors really settled in. Stacey Dales, Anisha Caulfield, Rosin Ross, they got the show going, and they're on a roll right now.
Momentum changers. I'm big on momentum changers, and definitely it was the three-pointer by Stacey Dales right around a 13-minute mark that put Oklahoma in the lead. They haven't lost it since.
And then they end on a 7-0 run. So this is just the first national semifinal that we have in the nightcap. The heavyweight matchup between Pat Summitt and Gino Auriemma, UConn and Tennessee. And Pat is going to join us when we come back, fresh off of the win against Vanderbilt in the Midwest Regional Final. And we will talk to Pat Summitt when we come back. everyone to the Marriott Halftime Report. A special guest with us. She doesn't need introduction. She's Pat Summitt, especially here at the Final Four. This is your 13th Final Four, Pat. 30,000 approaching here in the dome setting. What's that like for you after all these
Well,
years?
it's incredible. You asked me how many were at the first Final Four. I go, when was the first Final Four? But actually, we had about 10,000, and we thought that was huge then, but doesn't get any better than this right here. And what a great job San Antonio's done here, and it's exciting to be a part of it.
Pat, you've experienced a lot of success in prior Final Fours, but you're not used to coming in as the underdog. Does that take some of the pressure off of you and this team?
I don't know, Nell. I think about this. I think the combination of just the season that we've had and how much fun I've had coaching these kids, and I don't feel any pressure. I just hope the team can relax and play their game.
Well, obviously the team is already focused because it's a national semifinal. What about the rivalry? Does that get them even more focused or more pumped up?
I think it brings out the best in our team because they have so much respect for Connecticut, and in the first game, Connecticut did a great job against us, and you know, we obviously came up short, and we know that they're a great team, and we have to bring our A game, and that's exactly what we plan to bring.
Okay. And you always know what Connecticut's going to bring. You know their starting five. You have changed. You joked about a little bit last night at the salute dinner about all the different starting lineups you've had to go with this year.
Well, I want to confuse people. I'm hoping that Gino will be confused because he won't know who's on the floor, but seriously, we play a lot of people, but that has worked to our advantage in recent games just because we've been able to go with someone. If they're not ready to play, bring someone else in. Also rest our players, and we like up and down, they like up and down, and that's what I expect tonight, and I expect to play a lot of people like I always have.
And did you expect to prove something? We remember you Selection Sunday a few weeks
Robin.
ago, and you didn't
I wasn't happy with you.
Now, I'm not the one that made you a 2
Oh,
seed.
no, but I knew you were coming back to me, and I knew before you said anything, I thought, we're going to be a 2 seed and go with Vanderbilt. And I thought, boy, that's double trouble right there. But I'm so proud of how our teams handle this, and it's really not about where you're seated. It's how you play and how you handle each game, and it's survive and advance.
And how you finish. And I know you want to get back. Thanks for joining us. You're going to come in with your team.
I got to come with my team. I got to change clothes. I'm superstitious.
Superstitious.
Got to go meet the team. But
All right.
thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat. We appreciate it very much.
Thanks.
Pat Summitt, the head coach of the Tennessee Lady Vols. Hey, we give even time here, equal time. And so when we come back, Gino Auriemma, who won his second national championship in 2000 at the expense of the Tennessee Lady Vols, Gino will talk with us when we come back. Welcome back to the Marriott Halftime Report. We just heard from Pat Summitt. Of course, we're going to hear from Gino Auriemma. We appreciate you coming in early.
Great to be here.
As well. Now, even Pat, everyone's admitted, you know, you guys are the overwhelming favorite.
Yeah.
Even Sue Bird said she said it's a bigger story if you lose than if you win. What's that like for a team to come into a court knowing that?
You know, I was just saying to somebody, it might have been better for us to lose. I was telling Nell, as a matter of fact, during the season. But this team didn't deserve to lose. We were just really good. But if we come in here with a couple losses, then people wouldn't be saying that, and then, you know, everything would be normal. But we put ourselves in this position. That's fine.
Right. Gino, you're always saying you strive to play the perfect game.
Yeah.
And y'all pretty much played a perfect half against ODU in the regional finals. That was pretty phenomenal.
That even surprised me. I'm telling you, I'm usually the biggest critic in the world. And then when somebody told me you made like 13 straight shots,
right,
I showed you how screwed up I am. I was just so worried about guarding them that I didn't even notice.
Well, I tell you what,
God.
Did they give y'all a lot of confidence right now? Are y'all feeding off of that just a little bit?
I think. But, you know, that goes away real quick. I mean, this is a whole new game, you know. That was last week.
Right.
You know, we got to build our own confidence in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Right.
Well, speaking of confidence, Tennessee, you played them earlier, you won. Has that helped, and also how does it affect your preparation?
Well, it helps and it hurts. Every time we've beaten Tennessee at Tennessee, we've gone to the Final Four. So that's a good thing. Whether or not beating them is good enough to beat them a second time and win the national championship, I don't know. We'll just have to find out and see. I wish this was Sunday night, man.
Come on, Gino, you love this. You love the pressure.
Yeah, but I don't want to go through this once. I don't want to have to do it twice.
It's amazing to think this is just the semifinals. You're going through this just for the right to play for the national championship.
You know what somebody said today? it's not supposed to be easy.
Nope.
And it's supposed to be really, really hard to win something like the national championship. Well, guess what? It's going to be hard.
All right. Right. Thanks a lot, Gino.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
I'm looking forward to it.
I know you are. You're nice and loose. Oh, watch out. That is our second game of the night. You see the Huskies are already here. They got the game faces on, the perfect record on the line. They will take on their nemesis, the Tennessee Lady Vols, 30 minutes after our first game at the half. Oklahoma, thanks to the play and part of Deanna Jackson, with a 12-point lead over Duke. The second half straight ahead, so come on back.
At the half of the women's Final Four, the first game between Oklahoma and Duke, and the Sooners sporting a 40-28 halftime lead. The first half was all about Duke's shooting woes. Only 29% from the floor. They hit only 1 out of 8 from long range. They have a lot of work to do to make it up in the second half. Gail Gestenkors in the locker room was not happy.
Because we're better than this. You know we're better than this. Right? It's about having fun. We have fun when we play hard, when we play smart, when we play together. That's when we have fun. Right? One stop at a time, one basket at a time. Let's go have some fun.
You get out there and have some fun.
She was smiling when she was saying that, wasn't she? But I love the intensity, and she's exactly right. It's just, they're missing shots. They aren't playing that bad. They're down by 12. You think it's probably those 3 three-pointers more that Oklahoma has than 3 free throws. Otherwise, they're in the game. But, again, give Oklahoma credit. They've played some solid defense and taken some good shots.
Just like that, Lanisha Caulfield, the team's leading scorer, 17 points a game. She only has 4. Duke led by 6 early in the game, but Oklahoma went on a 20-2 run. Curry has 8.
Coming out of that halftime, Oklahoma switching up into a zone. And Duke staying in their zone. Both teams shot the ball very well from the free throw line. I thought that was really key with both teams.
Especially with Oklahoma, because they had a couple of players not that good of free throw shooters who knocked them down. Ross with a miss. Talbert trying to get the save and can't. Go to Michelle Tafoya.
Well, Mike, coming out of the locker room at halftime, you just saw the clip of Gail Gestenkors shouting at her team, "We're best when we have fun." The team was smiling when they came out of the locker room. Elena Beard was shouting, "This team is winning. This team is winning." And she told me yesterday that even when they trailed against South Carolina in the Elite Eight, they were never worried, and it was their defense that came through from them. But if you believe Elena Beard, Mike, Duke will win this game.
Well, you wouldn't want to go against the All-American, but she was only 3 out of 10 in the first half from the floor.
Plus had 2 fouls. That's going to be important for her not to let it really hinder her play. Krapel missing a 3. She and Gingrich, unbelievable from three-point range throughout the tournament.
Caulfield wide open, didn't want the outside shot, goes into the lane and gets the roll. The junior from Ada, Oklahoma, who made the All-West regional team, knocks it down. It's 44-30. Finally, an offensive rebound for Duke, but Tillis missed it and then somehow managed to tip it back in.
Well, if Duke can inch their way back in, it's not going to be pretty.
You don't get anything for style points.
Oklahoma just taking their time. They've got a 12-point lead. Trying to figure out this zone.
Dales right through her hands into the hands of Peyton Hill. And it's all going Oklahoma's way right now. The biggest lead, 46-32.
And Oklahoma's done a better job on the inside against this team.
Tillis for 3. Isis Tillis, who was only a 34% long-range shooter, didn't hesitate at all and knocked that one down.
Well, now 1 for 1 in three-point land in the second half.
Ross, that's a 2. She had a toe on the line.
But I like Oklahoma, how they're just controlling the tempo of this game. These guards are just up and down the floor.
Duke has not had many second opportunities in this game.
And Duke back out of that man-to-man defense. They got the ball inside. You got to put some pressure defense on. Monique Curry kind of standing there with a hand in Stacey
Gale's face, and the tough thing is Gale is such a good penetrator. How deep do you play on her? How far back?
Stacey Dale's 3 makes it a 16-point game.
Duke is cutting, but the timing just doesn't look smooth within their offense.
And they're trying a lot of one-on-one stuff. Everybody's standing around while Isis Tillis made that shot. Caulfield out of the corner, kept alive but recovered by Duke.
Duke really looks like they're huffing, and they did a little bit in the first half. Look at that. Curry doesn't even have the energy to go back down and get the ball.
And it's a jump ball situation. Possession arrow will give it back to Duke.
Whether Curry wanted the foul or not, that's why she stood there. But you can see Duke, you know, all season long, again, the 8 players, are they going to be tired? Well, I feel that the bench is very important, and they're still the team to beat off the bench. But right now, Oklahoma is showing the energy and not Duke.
Beard leans into one. Such a tough shooter from the baseline. Elena Beard now in double figures with 10. It's 51-37. Dales had that one knocked away by Winter Whitley.
Duke really has to come out, I think, even now, within, 4 minutes into this second half, just with some fire. They've got to change the pace and tempo of this second half.
Peyton Hill trying to go baseline, double team. Dales for 3. She's hit 2 in a row. Stacey Dales has 11, the number 4 all-time scorer, number 1 all-time in assists in Oklahoma women's history. Tillis backing in.
Tillis is a non-factor in that first half. She's got to make a difference inside for them.
Caulfield, good drive, but Oklahoma will lose the ball out of bounds. Oklahoma up by 15 with 15:38 to go. Stacey Dales has done it all tonight trying to lead her team into a championship game.
Back to San Antonio, Oklahoma up 13 over Duke. They do it in a variety of ways, but the catalyst is Stacey Dales. In the man-to-man, she can pop out after setting the screen, and you can see how good she is off the dribble. But right here, she reads the defense. She can step back if you play her off like Curry did. At 6'1", she's got great range, and this is against the zone. Again, reading that the middle wasn't open, I'll step outside. She is so versatile. She's really breaking the back right now, guys, of the Dukies.
She is such a wonderful player. Mosh, who has not had very many opportunities, and here comes a fast break chance for the Sooners of Oklahoma, 54-39.
And then it was a decision by Shayna Mosh. I think that she should have gone more into the lane. She did a nice pull-up at the elbow of the free throw line, wide open shot, but she almost had 1 or 2 more dribbles down.
Caulfield with 9 on the shot clock. Dale's going one-on-one, nice pass to Talbert. She can't hit her shot. Tillis had the 3 and passed on it. Beard needs to get hot for them. Tillis leans in.
Isis Tillis is capable of doing a lot of things out there, good and bad. And the first half was more on the bad side.
Peyton Hill somehow came up with a loose ball, forced it up and in. Peyton Hill has 7. You said she might be the wild card. Whitley down the lane, foul on the bucket.
Winter Whitley off the bench for Duke has been very positive. Nice penetration right here. She gets a little hand slap, finishes off the shot. And I think what's helping, too, is Isis Tillis. Again, we mentioned her. She needs to get a lot of touches in the offense. Otherwise, she just kind of struggles a little bit. And they've done a good job coming out in the second half, getting the ball down low, trying to establish that inside presence.
Duke has cut the lead to 12 with 13:56 and counting. Deanna Jackson off the bench for Oklahoma almost threw it away. Tillis close to having the steal. Jackson goes baseline. Offensive foul on Deanna Jackson, her second.
Well, Sherry Cole is frustrated about the charge calls, but Rochelle Parent and Peppy Brown, two players from Duke that help establish the defensive mindset of taking charges in this Duke program.
Boy, if Whitley got there, it was barely. Most for three. Way off.
I mentioned that she does a lot of the intangibles, and coming off the bench, she is really struggling in this game.
The nerves may be jangling a little bit for the Blue Devils. They're down by a dozen. Hill. Caulfield blocked by Whitley. That's a jump ball. Possession arrow will give it back to Oklahoma.
Well, that's
no, check it. They're going to call foul on Whitley.
Oh, I thought
one official said jump ball. Another one said foul.
Well, it's all ball. Whitley just smothering it. Tough break for
not a block.
The Duke Blue Devils, but Oklahoma taking advantage of it. And Duke had to take advantage of their size inside with Whitley and Tillis to be able to come up with block shots.
Curry comes back in for Duke as Most checks out. Caulfield out of Ada, Oklahoma in the NCAA has averaged nearly 22 points a game. And the lead back to 14. Oklahoma trying to trap. Curry kicks it back outside to Whitley, and Whitley throws it away. Just too many mistakes by Duke. Their 10th turnover.
It is. And Gail Gessencourt, again, staying positive, but Duke, even though they turned that ball over, the passes were a little quicker. They looked like there was some ball movement. They were attacking a little bit, but you kind of know where you're going on the floor.
Kaden Hill, who was working an awful lot outside tonight, trying to draw some of the defense with it. Caulfield can't hit it.
It was a nice move.
Got free along the baseline. Now here comes Beard back the other way. Gets it to Tillis. Again, up and under for Isis Tillis, who has 14 points in this one.
And Elena Beard has not taken a shot in the second half.
She hasn't even looked. And this is a foul away from the ball, and Oklahoma will turn it over.
Isis Tillis, great moves underneath here. We haven't seen a lot of this in her, but now she seems really focused in this second half. This is so funny. When she was 8 or young girl, she said she grew like 4 inches, and she grew in 1 week from an size 8 shoe to a 9.5. Her mother goes, another pair of shoes you got to buy you.
The last foul in Oklahoma was on Rosalind Ross, by the way, and that's her third. So Shannon Selman will come back into the ball game. And Ross will have to sit down with 12:05 to go on the clock. Dales lost her balance as she went through a double team, thought she was tripped. Whitley at the other end makes it a 10-point game.
Duke is not switching on the screens.
Dales, too strong on the pass that time, intended for Kaden Hill. So a couple of Oklahoma mistakes, and Duke taking advantage. They've cut the lead to 10. UConn and Tennessee coming up with Player of the Year, Sue Bird. She has won all the awards, trying to lead her team to an undefeated season.
To San Antonio, Oklahoma, always considered a football school by everyone around the country, but this year both the men's team and the women's basketball teams in the Final Four, and so a lot of people making trips back and forth between the two Final Fours. Bob Stoops, the head coach of the Oklahoma football team, visited the Oklahoma women's basketball locker room on Tuesday. He said, you know, ladies, you got to forget all the distractions and just go play, because what you're going to remember is how you play. That's the most important thing to come out of this. Mike?
All right, Michelle, that's a good story. And Isis Tillis right now is keeping the Blue Devils in this ball game. She cuts the lead to 8. The halftime lead was 12. Hill, and you see Duke extending its defense more and more. Selman does not look to shoot. Last touch by Duke with 8 on the shot clock.
And coming into this game, Oklahoma, off their field goals, 62% of them were from assists. And in the Big 12 tournament, 80% of their scoring was off the assists. They only had 10 assists in this game.
6 on the shot clock. It's up to Caton Hill. She fires a 3 short. Whitley with a rebound. And now Oklahoma looking slightly out of sync. Beard had it knocked away and stolen by Caulfield. Whitley is back, and Caulfield scores. Heck of a defensive play, and a great job to shield the ball with her body.
Whitley will take the three-point shot, but when you get the big players out there, you've got to make some ball fakes. You've got to make some quick passes.
Isis Tillis will try a long 3.
And really 2 possessions right there, not in favor of Duke.
And they are not even looking at Elena Beard.
Well, the three-point shot that Tillis took, nobody was ready for that shot.
Hill forced it up, doesn't hit the shot, but will draw the foul.
Lanisha Caulfield, the all-time steal career, number 13, coming up with another big steal. His ball was just basically passed to her. But in the NCAA, she is number 13 career all-time steals.
She is approaching 400 for her career. Caton Hill hits the free throw. Oklahoma now 14 out of 15 from the line. They have done a great job from the charity stripe tonight and have the lead back up to 12.
And when they've gotten to the free throw line, Mike, it's been change of possession in the sense of tempo. They've stopped the clock, and it's like when Duke gets a run going, boom, all of a sudden the shot clock stops, or the game clock stops, and then Duke has to settle into the tempo of Oklahoma.
Oklahoma trying to use a little more pressure defense, and Krista Gingrich knocks one down from the corner. Her first bucket of the night. It's 62-53, down to single digits.
And that time Gingrich, instead of bringing the ball down and being up at the top, she set herself down in the corner.
Jackson trying to get it low to Hill. It's kicked. It'll be a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Caulfield, Oklahoma in its 3-guard offense, similar to Duke. Dales had it knocked away. Last touch by Oklahoma.
Well, like you said, Mike, though, time running out as far as Duke is concerned with Elena Beard. Elena Beard has to step up to the plate right now, want the ball in her hands, but give credit to Caulfield as far as the defense, Dales, that they've been playing on Beard. Well, Beard was open and Tillis didn't see it.
Gingrich, who hit the last 3, missed with this. Beard with a follow and a foul.
That's where Elena Beard's got to do it. If she's not getting the ball within the offense, she's got to go down low and get it off the missed shot. Presence of mind, not getting the basketball. She attacked right underneath. Caulfield was not able to get her out of there. Gingrich happy that her teammate has helped her out.
Krista Gingrich will swear that was a pass. 62-56. The Blue Devils within a half a dozen. Dales, you can just see it on her face. She wants to take over. Drive, missed the shot. Loose ball. And it'll be a jump ball situation. Possession arrow will give it back to Oklahoma.
I thought it was a good no call.
Stacey Cole is going to get Rosalind Ross back in the ball game. Jackson will get a breather. Gail Gestenkors has had her Duke players take her halftime talk to heart. Dales wants the ball low. Gets it against Beard. A lot of contact, and Beard caught her across the arm. That's 3 on Elena Beard.
Stacey Dales at 6'1", doing a good job posting up. She's out of position as far as being down in the lane, but she takes it down there. Elena Beard's got those long arms. She's trying to go really quick as far as stealing it, but lots of times when you come down, they're going to call a foul.
Stacey Dale's a consensus All-American 2 years in a row. She was a finalist for the Naismith Award and the Wade Trophy as well. And now she'll get a rest after the 2 free throws. And after a brief rest, Deanna Jackson comes back in. The lead is 8, 64-56.
You know what's impressive about this Oklahoma program, too? Stacey Dale's last 2 years, Big 12 Player of the Year, and Felicia Whaley, who was Big Time Player of the Year 3 years in a row for this Oklahoma program.
Knocked out of bounds to Duke. And now they're going to have to attend to Elena Beard. She's going to get one of those knee straps placed back on her.
Any blood? Covered up quick.
Check in with Michelle Tafoya.
Well, with Elena Beard getting checked out just now, Sherry Cole is screaming at the officials, saying they've got to take her out because she thought that Elena Beard had blood on her. Sherry Cole was irate. I could hear her all the way down to the other end of the building. You've got to get her out. You've got to take her out. And the officials responded to Sherry, but so far, now it looks like Shayna Most might be coming in, and Sherry may have won this battle. In fact, she has. Elena Beard will come out. That's the rule, Mike.
That's an excellent call by Sherry Cole. If there's blood, the player has to go out to be attended to. It only takes a couple of seconds. They still have to go out. Tillis with a miss. Hill got her hands on the rebound. Another jump ball situation. This one will go back to the Blue Devils. And as you can see, there certainly is blood on that knee injury.
You don't know where it came from. I didn't see her go down on the ground. She's back into the game, and Isis Tillis missing that jumper inside. And Monique Curry also struggling as far as getting the ball in the pass.
Matasovsky, who hasn't been heard from in a while, powers that one up against Peyton Hill. 64-58. Duke trying to make another run. Oklahoma right now without Stacey Dales on the floor.
Nice
Caulfield back in the lane on a good pass by Selman. Can't hit the shot.
But that was a nicely run play.
Matasovsky, who made the last bucket, wheels into a double team. Good job by Peyton Hill to double up, and she knocked it out of bounds. Duke, 14 of the last 18 points. And it's been a big night for Isis Tillis. 16 points, 4 inside that run. Beard inside to Tillis. And Isis Tillis scores again. It is a 4-point game.
She makes the nice move to the outside and cuts back down low, and Oklahoma does not right there.
Peyton Hill, good fake to draw some contact, and she missed the shot. Gingrich hustles it down court.
And Duke has to be smart.
Beard got it to Matasovsky. Just smart enough.
High percentage shot.
64-62. Peyton Hill, that's a huge shot from the outside. With that run, she nails a 3. 67-62. Just cut the lead to 5 with 7:37 to go in this game. Night falls in San Antonio, and night will fall on the chances of one of these teams. And Pat Summitt getting ready for her matchup with UConn. That game coming up later here in San Antonio, Texas. Getting a little family support.
Well, the support for this game. This is an awesome crowd. I was just looking around at that timeout. This is a great place to be right now.
The largest crowd ever to see a women's basketball game, and right now it is a 5-point contest. Isis Tillis with 18 points, 15 of them in the second half. She is awakened from that slumber she had in the East Regional. Beard for 3.
Continuing to struggle.
Dales is back in the ball game. So is Ross for Oklahoma, playing with 3 fouls. That's a nice pick. Caulfield with a runner. Boy, Tillis just controlling the middle.
Curry
Pull-up
doesn't have
jumper
any
won't go for Curry. No, she doesn't. She is barely getting off the floor, and that ball is knocked out of bounds to Oklahoma. 67-62 Sooners.
Championship is brought to you by Sports Century, the top 50 and beyond, weeknights at 8, only on ESPN Classic.
The Alamo Dome in San Antonio, where Oklahoma clinging to a 5-point lead over the Blue Devils of Duke. Oklahoma basketball. Ross brings it up. Mike Patrick, Ann Myers, Michelle Tafoya, Nancy Lieberman, Robin, Nell, and Vera up in the host studio here in the San Antonio Dome.
Isis Tillis with her 8th rebound of the game. Rebounding was so important in that first half.
Gingrich. That may have been partially tipped by Stacey Dales.
But
not
no,
going to see Gingrich miss one that badly very often.
No, and no black jerseys underneath to get rebounds.
Dales trying to set a pick for Caulfield. Gingrich picks her up. Ross goes low to Dales. What a pass. What a pass by Dales, and Talbert with a lay-in.
Heads-up play by Talbot to hesitate because Isis Tillis was right there.
Dales at the other end goes for the block, picks up the foul instead. She has exceptional vision.
And Duke is rotating. They're helping out on the defensive end, but they don't get the second rotation. Tillis, by the time she comes over, left out that she doesn't get the foul. She's up in the air, but Talbot finishes. And Stacey Dales with a nice bounce pass. You see she's got 5 of 11, 15 points, 5 rebounds. As you mentioned, she would probably have more assists if players would catch the ball. Dales with 3.
Check in with Michelle.
Mike, in that last timeout, Gail Gessencourt said to her team, it is time to show what we're made of. I want 5 black jerseys on the board. On defense, get a hand in the face and move your feet. Well, Vicky Crapel said, hey, this is just like the 4-minute mark to South Carolina. It was close. We won that game. Mike?
All right, thank you, Michelle. Dales may have tried to do too much with that last pass. Wide open, Ross. Got the roll. It's a 3. Big shot for Ross. She has 18 points, and the lead's back to 9.
Kim Mulkey-Robinson from Baylor calls Rosalind Ross the silent killer. Just when a team is making a run, boom, here she comes. She wants the ball, and she knocks down big shots.
Something about a player that wants to shoot in clutch time. And here's the steal by Caulfield. Time becoming a factor now as we approach 5 minutes.
And every possession, Duke needs more than just one-shot possession.
Caulfield, good pass to Hill, open at the baseline. So Duke makes a run, but Oklahoma responds, and Elena Beard, the All-American, went down hard and had to be helped up by one of her teammates.
There you see the defense, Caulfield. Beard trying to get the ball. Caulfield steps right in, but again, not bad by Beard, but give credit to Caulfield as far as the defense is concerned. Another steal, but the passers have not been doing a good job for Duke on the perimeter and get the ball inside.
You have to be very impressed with what Oklahoma has done in this ballgame. Got off to a little bit of a shaky start, as you might imagine. Their first Final Four before the largest crowd ever to see a women's basketball game. You'd be nervous, too. But they responded very well to that. And they've shown a lot of balance as well.
They have, and in the beginning, I said that Oklahoma would lose out off the bench situation. The Duke bench has struggled because the starters have not really contributed for Duke. And Deanna Jackson has been solid off the bench for Oklahoma.
Oklahoma with 4 players in double figures. Tillis gives it up to Gingrich. Couldn't hit the runner. You heard Gail Gessencourt wanted 4 black jerseys on the glass. There were none that time.
Duke has done a better job in the second half shooting the basketball, but it's been an uphill climb for their shots to fall. Isis Tillis has been one consistent player with the shots falling in the second half.
Duke comes into this game winners of 22 in a row. It's going to take a big effort to come back from this one, and Beard is just the person who can do it. 74-65, Elena Beard with 15.
I really like how Oklahoma gets the ball out of bounds after a made basket, how quick they get it up the sideline, and transition defense. Duke is just really kind of in a fog.
Lanisha Caulfield hustled it down that time. Beard went down hard again, and Gingrich will get the foul, her second.
Well, Elena Beard has had that look on her face all night long in disbelief, has had some good open looks and shots not falling for her.
I think it was the layup she missed in the first half that really stunned her.
I think it stunned everybody.
It did be. Caulfield, an 86.5% free throw shooter, the best on the team. And for her career, is number one all-time at Oklahoma, almost 84% from the stripe.
Well, you know, when either one of these teams get to the free throw line, they have a very high percentage of knocking them down, and Oklahoma has done a good job in this game of doing that.
She's hit all four tonight. The lead is back to 11. Moshe had Beard wide open, didn't see her. Tough pass to Tillis, and she throws it right to Ross. Ross, nice crossover, goes all the way and got the spin. Nice play by Rosalind Ross. And she has 20 points, another turnover. Here comes Dale. Kicks it back to Ross, wide open from three. What a run by Oklahoma, and they're up by 16. Those are very key back-to-back plays.
The Sooners continuing to push the tempo, slow things down to free throws, and then their defense. Bad passing by Duke. There you see Rosalind Ross with a nice layup, and then on the other end, again, another turnover, and Stacey Dales, we talked about her vision to see the open court, teammates spotting up, and Sherry Cole liking the way her team has played this game. You know, the one turnover that Isis Tillis, at 6'4", she's the tallest player on the floor, Mike. She's got the ball down low. She jumps up in the air and decides to pass out rather than shoot the basketball. That's been the lack of confidence. We've seen spurts in the second half of Isis Tillis really bringing her team back. But again, the overall perception of this team has not been attack mode.
What a time for a run for Oklahoma. And now they're up by 16. Gingrich goes baseline. Doesn't get the roll. Caton Hill with a rebound.
And Oklahoma really doing a good job screening out the board. What a pass.
Dale's basket. And Oklahoma just saying, we're not going to hold the ball. We're going to score every time we get it. Their largest lead, 18 points at 83-65. Moshe quickly hits one the other way.
And Oklahoma has been able to run in this game very quickly. Duke has struggled on the fast break situations. And one thing, as you mentioned, Mike, might have been that key is that layup that Elena Beard missed.
Hill with a quick shot, 2:42 to go. And you just wonder if Oklahoma is ever going to get to the point where they want to take some time off the clock. They have had some beautiful shots, and this great pass by Rosalind Ross to All-American Stacey Dales.
The Sooners, everybody talked about Caulfield and Dales. Well, it's Rosalind Ross who has 23 points. She's gotten them from the outside. She has stretched the Duke defense, and she also has shown she can take it hard to the basket. 23 points, her career high is 25 points. It has been an outstanding performance, Mike and Annie.
Boy, it really has, Nancy. She has shown tonight. And there is another turnover. Oklahoma basketball, 2.5 minutes to go. Only that far away from their first national championship game ever.
Well, even off this run, a lot of it has been done off the passes. We talked about how this Oklahoma team really passes the ball well. You know, a couple things that stand out right now in the second half. Oklahoma getting more threes. They're 9 of 23. Duke has shot more field goal attempts, which is a little surprising since Oklahoma is leading on rebounding, but free throws. 8 of 8 in the second half for this Oklahoma team, and Duke has not gotten to the line that much, only 3 of 4. Gail Gestencourt has talked all season long about how important it is for her team to get to the line.
And they normally make more than the other team attempts, but it's been the reversal of that tonight.
And a lot of it has to do with this guard play. The mismatches that you want to say, they're a little quicker, they're better ball handlers than Duke on the perimeter.
Isis Tillis commits a foul. That's only the 6th team foul for Duke, so it's a non-shooting foul and a fresh 30 seconds on the shot clock.
Now, the guards for Oklahoma aren't posting up that much. Dales at 6'1" is able to do that, but they're getting inside. They're getting good cuts to the lane, and their backs is the basket, but they're getting inside the lane with dribble penetration and cuts.
Rosalind Ross takes it outside. She's fouled by Beard. And that's 4 on the All-American Elena Beard.
Elena Beard's numbers, 6 of 14 from the floor, 1 of 4 from three-point range, 5 rebounds, 15 points, 5 assists, 3 turnovers.
Takes the first free throw, she'll get another 24 points. And 6 out of 7 from the line. In and out on that one, Beard with a rebound. It's 84-67. Duke would need a miracle. Gingrich.
Krista Gingrich, only 1 of 4 from three-point range. He has struggled. Normally a good three-point shooter.
Rosalind Ross, good ball handling, and Moshe commits the personal. Don't go away because we have a classic matchup for you. Tennessee and Connecticut, 2 of the most famous names in women's basketball. 30 minutes after we're done here in Game 1, ESPN, of course, your exclusive home for the NCAA Women's Championship. And is there anybody in this building, Ann Myers, do you think, not wearing blue that doesn't feel good for Sherry Cole?
You've got to. I mean, and both Gail Gestencourt and Sherry Cole very well liked coaches in the WBCA and what they've accomplished with their programs. And Sherry Cole just has that peppy energy that just like you love to see what she's accomplished.
6 years ago, Oklahoma had an average attendance of 60 people a game. That's why they canceled the program. Let's go to Michelle Tafoya.
Well, Mike, yesterday, Stacey Dales told me that while Sherry Cole is, and I quote, meticulous and relentless and the driving focus of this team, she has had a demeanor that Stacey described as, quote, phenomenal throughout the postseason. I asked Stacey, what do you mean phenomenal? And she said her approach to us has just been full of joy. And Sherry Cole herself has said, we're having so much fun. We don't want this to end. Even if we win it all, I won't want it to end. Mike?
Well, Michelle, it certainly doesn't look like it's going to end tonight. 86-67.
Well, I think what helps, too, they take it in stride. Last night at the players' dinner, Stacey Dales got up and was being interviewed by Robin Roberts and was doing a little bit of Sherry Cole, which Kate Hill does, too. And Sherry Cole, I talked to her today, and she was just laughing about it. She thought it was hysterical.
Oklahoma taking a lot of time off the clock with a weave outside. Dales will take the shot with the shot clock running down. Missed the shot, but we've got a foul underneath.
And the bench for Oklahoma. They got the bodies, but they're coming in. They have been supportive. Sherry Cole letting her starters get him applause from the Sooner fans.
They bring in Kate Scott, number 51, a junior from Kansas City, as the starters go out to a standing ovation. Check who else is on the court. Stephanie Luce, number 4, a sophomore from Southlake, Texas. These are kids who get very little opportunity to play. 42, Lindsey Casey is into the ball game. Got number 11, Stephanie Simon, a junior from Clinton, Oklahoma.
Besides Deanna Jackson off the bench, those other 6 players only average a little over 5 minutes a game, 1.3 points between them, and not even a rebound.
But no matter what happens for the rest of their careers, they'll be able to talk about playing in the national semifinals. Also on the court, Lauren Schaus, a freshman from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Our Nike player of the game, Rosalind Ross, who has been absolutely brilliant. 26 points. That is a career high. She has also kicked in with 10 rebounds, only one short of her career high. And that was the 5th foul on Elena Beard. She'll be gone and gets a hug from Gail Gestencourt.
Well, the super sophomore, and there's so many good sophomores throughout the country this year. Shots weren't falling. She was active in the game. But this is a game she'll remember and take with her for next year.
Duke is going to finish at 31-4. They were undefeated in the ACC. Just had a brilliant season. And the second time they have made it back to the Final Four in the women's tournament, but they will not make it to the championship game the way they did in '99. That honor is going to go to the Sooners of Oklahoma, who 6 years ago did not have a program until Sherry Cole resurrected it. Our congratulations to Oklahoma and the players who made it happen. That's one of the great stories, I think, in all of athletics.
Well, it really is. And as much as I harp on that bench, the bench is so important in the sense of Oklahoma. Yeah, they've got the bodies of players out there, but the bench adds so much emotion and so much support for the players that are out on the floor. And you can see the starters and players that have a lot of playing time for Oklahoma. They are just as supportive with the kids that are out there.
35 seconds to go. Scott kicks it back outside. Lauren Schaus with a miss. The shot clock is off. And now Oklahoma will get a chance to rest and wait for the winner of UConn and Tennessee, which is coming up in about a half an hour from now.
Well, again, as you said, Mike, give credit to the Sooners. Just stay on top and they control the tempo of this game.
Oklahoma has done it. They'll go to their first championship game. Sherry Cole has brought this program so far. Can she take it one more step? Oklahoma wins by 15, and Sherry Cole hugging Elena Beard. It's a terrible feeling to lose, especially when you come this close.
Well, it really is, and the closeness that they have. Sherry Cole was the assistant coach for Gino Auriemma at the Junior World Championship, and Elena Beard was one of those players that was there, so there is a closeness there.
Oklahoma wins by 15. They led by 12 at the half. Duke made a run, but Oklahoma had the answer when it counted. All right, let's go to Michelle Tafoya. Michelle.
Mike, I'm with a couple of very happy Sooners. Sarah, you led by double digits most of the second half. Duke makes a run, cuts it to 2. What are you thinking, and how do you counter at that point?
You know, we kept talking about defending them, and we started trying to front Isis because she was catching the ball down low too much. Just ask our guards to turn up the perimeter pressure a little bit, maybe prevent the easy pass when she's in the perfect position. And then again, once again, transition. Our defense turned up the heat, which led to baskets in transition, which gave us a cushion, and that's when we hit threes.
Now, you're going to stay, obviously, and watch this next game, find out who your next opponent is, so you get to celebrate for approximately 20 minutes. What will you be looking for as you scout this next game?
You know, to tell you the truth, that's my assistant coach's job right now, because I'm going to go celebrate with these guys. We'll figure it out tonight in the hotel room.
Enjoy the celebration. Now, let me talk to Stacey Dales here, who's had a tremendous game. Stacey, tell me about the way that you guys played. The fact that everyone thought this was going to be such a close game, and yet you dominated every aspect of the game.
I just felt we had great balance all around the way, and so many contributions from everyone on our team. The bench players coming in and providing sound contributions, and Rosalind Ross stepped up huge for us. Lanisha Caulfield held Beard, which is a great task. Duke is a fantastic team. Give them a lot of credit for coming this far with us, and I'm just excited to meet Connecticut or Tennessee, of course.
You have talked an awful lot about how your coach has approached this postseason with a great deal of joy, and it almost seems as though you guys had a sense of peace and relaxation on the court that Duke did not have. Was that a factor?
Absolutely. We have been immersed in the moment ever since this NCAA tournament started, and it's just been absolute joy for us to play. And
It's everyone with our coaches. It's our players. I'm overwhelmed right now. I'm a little excited. Excuse me if I sound flustered. It's just an incredible feeling to know how far this program has come in such a long time.
It is a remarkable story. You're both forgiven for being flustered and excited and going to celebrate. Let's send it back to Mike Patrick. Congratulations.
All right, Michelle, thank you very much. Win number 32 for Oklahoma. They win it by 15. Robin Roberts, that was quite a game.
Oh, yeah, Mike, that was quite a game indeed, joined by Vera and Nell once again. And that is just the beginning. In our second semifinal, about 30 minutes, you will see Connecticut and Tennessee, and we don't have to tell you any more about those two, but we will coming up. And also Rosalind Ross, what a game she has had. A career-high 26 points. You saw the first 4 games of the tournament just averaging 50% from the field tonight. Simply unbelievable with a double-double there, V.
You know, she's the unsung heroine, and as I was watching her, that last name Ross was sticking out of my mind, and I was thinking of another Ross, as in Diana, since this team is so supreme. Look at exactly how